Hesh Sagafi, Liberty Home Mortgage here. And what are we talking about today? How does the mortgage industry treat variable income? The number one issue in the mortgage industry is employment and income. The most confusing type of income on the planet Earth is variable income. Let me tell you what is variable income. What type of income is variable? Let's start here. Overtime. Bonuses. Now you could be sitting here watching me saying, Hesh, my bonus, I know it's a fixed number. If I hit this in production, I get this every single month. That's great, but then if you don't hit that number in production, you don't get that much money, okay? So bonus is variable, okay? Here's the big one, everybody. Commission. Commission is variable. If you're a commissioned human being out there, you know that your commission looks like a friggin' roller coaster, for goodness sake, okay? So I mean, it goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways, it goes, probably goes down a lot more than up. That's how the commission world is, right? The life of a salesman. So commission is variable. Here's another one, self-employed people. If you are self-employed, your income varies. It's just a fact, it's the way it is. It moves with the market, okay? So these types of incomes that I've given you, overtime, bonuses, commissions, or part-time work, that's variable in hours. A lot of people out there work part-time for 15 to 25 hours a week. One week it's 15, the next week it's 22. When it comes to variable income, let's start here. This is what we typically like doing. Typically, okay? We like taking that income and averaging it over a 2-year period. So we average the income over a 2-year period. So we start from today. Let's just say today's January 1st of 2023. We look back 2 years, all the way back to January 1st of 2021. We take your overtime in 2021, in 2022, and we average it over a 2-year period. Now, some people are saying, Hesh, I don't do that for that calculation. We average it after 12 months. Okay. You could do it in 12 months. You could average overtime for the last 12 months. I always say this. When it comes to calculating income, take the most conservative approach to the calculation when you're doing it. That means if they've got 2 years of overtime on their current job, average it over the 2-year period. If your income 2 years ago was higher than your income in the most recent year, it was lower, don't average it, use the lower number. If the income 2 years ago was lower and the income last year was higher, average it. So if your income goes high to low, don't average, use the low. If your income goes from low to high, don't use the high, average it. If you're a loan officer, man, you better write that down out loud and say, oh, I'm not doing that, whatever it is. That's fine. Then when the deal blows up in your face 2 days before closing and everyone's beating down your door saying, what in the world just happened? Simple. I took the most aggressive approach just to make the numbers work on this and was closing my eyes and praying to God that it would work. So to the loan officers right now, that's not the way to do the job. I'm in my 24th year of this job, okay? The fact is, pay attention to what I'm telling you. Take the most conservative approach to calculating income. That's what you want to do. Now, that's overtime. Let's talk about bonuses. Watch this one. Watch how it starts becoming similar. Bonuses. Look back 2 years, average it. If the bonus income was lower 2 years ago, higher in the most recent year, average it. If the bonus was higher 2 years ago, lower in the most recent year, use the lower. Now watch this one too, by the way. When income decreases year over year, higher to lower, it's not just use the lower. You also better get a strong explanation from the employer to say, why did the bonus income go down? When income is declining, that has train wreck written all over it. If you're a loan officer, don't just, like when I started this job 24 years ago, I just learned, Hesh, just take the big number on their W-2 and divide it by 12 months. And that's what I did because that's what I was told. That's what my manager said, Hesh, just take the big number and divide it by 12. Here's the problem. The number on the W-2, that includes overtime, bonuses, things like that. That's what it includes. You don't want that, okay? You don't just take it divided by 12. You take the pay stub, you look at the pay stub, you itemize it out. What is the base? What is the overtime? What is the bonus? You separate out each line of income and then you treat each line individually and separately. Let's talk about commission, okay? Here's commission. Commission is you get paid a base plus you get a commission on top of it. Commission is the same thing. If it went from low to high, average it. If it went from high to low in the previous 2 years, use the lower, but you better have a strong explanation for it. Self-employed income, it's the same. So you're starting to see how we use variable income. We average it over a 2-year period. Now, if you're watching me right now saying, Hesh, I've worked 7 different jobs in the last 24 months, and they range from 15 to 25 hours a week, and my income's all over the place, and it's 7 different employers. I got news for you. You ain't getting a loan anywhere. And any lender who gives a loan, and we're a lender, that gives a loan to you is nuts, okay? A key part of mortgage lending today is called the ability to repay, ATR, the ability to repay. And when we look at the ability to repay, being stable at your job. I'm not saying you have to work there for 30 years. I'm not saying you have to work there for 30 days. There are some cases where I can use your job before you start your job, okay? Show me a nurse who just graduated nursing school and give me her offer letter. I can close that loan before she starts the job, okay? So there's exceptions to some of the stuff I'm telling you, but always take the most conservative approach. If you're paid with a commission, if you're paid commission, bonus, overtime, you're self-employed, or you work in part-time, that's all variable types of income. When you work in variable types of income, that's where you have to apply those at. Over-the-road truck driving, I can't forget about my over-the-road truck drivers. Over-the-road truck drivers, you get paid by the mile. You drove 100 miles today, you drove 10,000 miles tomorrow. It varies. Anytime your pay varies, that's a variable income. This is the video you want to watch because this is how it's treated. There's some exceptions in there. If income goes low to high average, income goes high to low, use the low, get a letter. So there's things in there that we do it with. Or if it's, Hesh, I just started just working overtime. Or, Hesh, I worked overtime, they took it away from me. If your overtime's gone, I can't use income, which no longer exists. I've had people say, Hesh, but I made overtime for the last 10 years. They just cut it out last week. Okay, it doesn't exist anymore. I'm not using what was, I'm using what is and what will be. So you have to pay attention to all of that stuff. So variable income, if your pay changes daily based on the number of hours you work, the number of miles you drive, commissions, production levels, things like that, pay attention to this video. But pay attention to all of my videos. And you know how you pay attention to all of them? Subscribe to my YouTube page, like, share, and comment, okay? And then keep catching them as they come out because more are coming. Talk to you guys later.